Hey guys, welcome back to Ocarina of Time. It's 10 p.m. on Saturday, August 17th. We're starting off in Frozen Zora's Domain, which I guess it looks very pretty in the winter, but I guess it's not winter. It's an evil curse that's made it all snowy and frozen. Or it isn't. I don't know. I don't know if it works. I don't remember if it works the same way that Snowhead in Majora's Mask did, where it's like, oh, you would think a place called Snowhead would always be winter anyway, but no, it's just winter because of an evil curse, or it's winter all year or whatever. Anyway, this is something that we should have done immediately after finishing the ice cavern, but I just forgot about it because I'm dumb. So I had to go back and get some blue fire from the ice cavern. But yeah, if we don't do this, then we will have a very hard time with the water temple. If you go diving, or if you wear the iron boots and you're underwater and you're swimming or walking around underwater, you will run out of air. There'll be like a little timer at the top of the screen, sort of similar to the one that starts ticking down in Death Mountain when you don't have heat protection from the Goron tunic. So Zora's tunic works the same way as the Goron tunic. It's also it's blue, and it makes Link look really cool, and you'll basically you'll have no need for wearing green for the rest of the game, which is really cool. You'll either be wearing blue or red, and it's very fashionable. Not that the green is a bad color, but I freaking love blue, so, you know. There's a piece of heart at the bottom of Zora's Domain, or whatever this part of Zora's Domain is called, just like the water part. The part that used to have big fish in it, which was Jabu Jabu, I love that shot of Link all like close to the camera, standing around like, yeah, dude, I'm at the bottom of this lake. What the fuck you gotta do about it, man? Now I'm T-posing as I'm floating up into the water. Look at all those bubbles. Just funny looking. Here's the bottom of the iceberg. Man, oh, look at all those icebergs. Takes me back to my Endless Ocean playthrough. Get Link to like look all funny because he's up close to the camera. Of course the Octorok has to be right there. What's the point of having Octoroks in this area anyway? I don't know. Here's my receipt from Rite Aid. And I'm gonna throw it away because I don't need it. Apparently I got a blueberry tea, like an Arizona blueberry tea, which is like, what? I mean, it was pretty good actually, but nobody ever says like, oh, I have an Arizona blueberry. It's like people either you have the Arizona sweet tea or the Arizona green tea, but the thing is that those are so popular that they're always sold out, and the Arizona blueberry white tea is actually pretty banging. It's pretty good. I would recommend. So I don't know. I could have just gotten root beer or Gatorade or something, but I wasn't in the mood for red Gatorade. I wasn't. It's like I have to be in the mood for Gatorade. So what can you do? Oh, I just taking one last look at like the outside world before we disappear into the water temple for a fucking hour. I also love how the rooster is all like, it sounds weird when you're underwater. All the sounds are like pitch warbly because you're underwater and it's supposed to sound weird. So the sound waves are being refracted. Anyway, welcome to the water temple officially. This is going to be the first video of, I don't know, several. Let's just say 3 at least, maybe more. I'm probably not going to do. I mean, this is all pre-recorded already, except for like the tail end of the temple. I've done most of it. I just haven't done the boss of the temple yet, but we'll do that next time. So yeah, this is an infamous temple for good reason. The gimmick is kind of tricky. The backtracking is annoying. There are some keys and stuff. It's just, you need a lot of keys, and a lot of them are hidden in confusing spots. Yeah, the backtracking is a piece of shit. And the menu is really slow. Like, when you, oh yeah, so this is a piece of shit. When you want to, like, pull this block, like, the very first thing that you do, otherwise you'll forget about it. It's got little, like, shitty things like that, like, oh ho ho, you forgot to do this one little thing, now you have to backtrack and find where the hell that was. It's like, you don't think this temple would be that confusing, because the way the temple works is, it's 3 floors, each of them has a section going off in, like, just, it's basic cardinal directions. It's just up, down, left, right. You know, northwest, east, south. North, south, east, west. So when I'm going through this temple, I'm like, oh, I need to go back to 1 left or 1 right. And you just try to remember, like, where those important things are. It doesn't make that much sense now because we don't have a map, but once you see the map, you'll, like, be like, oh, the layout of this temple is actually pretty simple. It's just 3 floors times 4 directions is 12. So 12 main directions that you can go in, 3 water levels, and each of those water levels is, like, controlled by 1 painting or thing on the wall, whatever you want to call them. They're not technically paintings. So I believe this is 1 right. No, wait. This is nothing we can do yet because, as you can see, we need to blow that up, and we can't use bombs underwater. We can't even use our sword underwater. We can't use shit underwater, basically, except for our hook shot, which is going to be a recurring theme throughout this dungeon. Here's Ruto. I will say she looks quite attractive. I'm not saying she's my type, and I'm not saying that, like, I don't know, she still looks like a bunch of polygons, but she's like, oh, don't forget, 7 years ago you promised that, like, you were gonna marry me because of the Zora spiritual stone, and he's like, what? I have a fiance? Ah, damn it. Also, Sheik isn't a man. Don't misgender Sheik, please. I guess Sheik is a man, except Sheik is trans. Sheik is non-binary. Probably, maybe, I don't know what you would call Sheik. Sheik is just drag, except it's the opposite of drag. It's cosplaying. It's a little bit of harmless role-playing, you know? Role-playing actually sounds kind of hot. And never mind. So, yeah, this temple is not that bad. Like, when I was younger, like, I always was afraid of it just because of the way everybody is like, oh, the water temple, it's so bad, it's so awful, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I always did this, temple with the walkthrough handy just in case. Because I was just afraid of getting stuck. And then when I replayed this game in 2020, I think I got to, like, the water temple around Christmas. And I just remember that. That was fun. I was, of course, I was still playing it on the Wii Virtual Console version, which is the version I grew up playing and still kind of my favorite. But I remember that was my first time beating this temple without a walkthrough proper, just like I beat it properly by myself, by my own wits, and it felt pretty good. So, yeah, if I hadn't have done that, I would not have the confidence going into this temple that I do now. Yeah, but I've done this temple like this. I want to say this is my fourth, because I've beaten this game either 2 or 3 times. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm bragging, but it's like, oh, I backflipped on top of the chest just because I was fucking around. I was having fun. This is the map. Should be. Yeah. I think the worst thing about this temple is just the enemies. It's has so many Tektites. The Tektites just jump on you incessantly. They're so dumb. They're the worst enemies in this game by far. There's the fucking like spike things, and then there's the clams, both of which are just really stupid. They will like get all up in your face, and it's not a fun time. So I think more than anything, this temple is just a drain on your health, and you want to come in with a lot of hearts, or a couple fairies back up. Like this, like Fire Temple, I wasn't too worried. This temple, I was legit worried. I was like, oh, I want to conserve my health as much as possible, especially because this, the mini-boss of this temple is actually probably the most difficult enemy in the game. Like, bar none. Bar the final boss. Like, I'd say it's more difficult than the final boss. Which is not what bar means. I'm not sure what I'm even saying. Yeah, those clam things. And they're kind of funny. It's like, I used to be like, haha, these clams have a spiky butt. They're annoying. They get all up in your face, and like they want to like slam you with their spikes, and then there are these other spikes that blow up in your face, and it's so annoying. So yeah, I think that's the most annoying thing about this temple. There are a lot of annoying things. I like the atmosphere though. I like how blue it is. I like the vibe of this place, the general vibe. Also, yeah. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Can't remember if this is the same block from earlier. Maybe? No, it didn't connect to another thing, so... I like how we still have Blue Fire. Blue Fire is also the name of a platformer. Yeah, the other just terrible thing that I think most people complain about is the like constantly opening the menu to switch between the Kokiri boots and the iron boots. The thing, like, it's just annoying because you have to constantly open the menu, and like I've noticed this might be a thing with the original N64 version. I'm also playing this on an emulator. It's so slow when it's like the menu opening and closing is really slow in this version. I think they fixed that in the Wii Virtual Console version, because I remember the menu being a little bit better for just speed, which I've always been a big fan of speed. Like, if I can save time by, like, closing a menu a half second faster... Oh, this is tricky. I will. But it's like... I think the problem is that, like... It's something about the changing outfits, specifically, because it has to take a second to, like, load your new outfit. And while it's doing that, you can't close the menu. So it's just, it's a bit of a... Oh, this jump is so tricky. I could never make, like, jump right onto the... See why I hate Tektites? They're such trolls. Oh my god. I'm not sure if this is the way you're supposed to do this. Bomb this switch and then jump onto the platform or the fountain. Which is a fountain. Sorry, never mind. No, that's the way you came. Wait, is it? Oh no. This is the room with the current, and it's got the dragon head. Yeah, I've always liked the atmosphere, the ambiance of this place. I like the music a lot. It's one of my favorite pieces of music from this game. Like probably my favorite temple music. I mean, Spirit Temple is awesome, but this is probably my second favorite to Forest Temple. And it's actually, this song and the Forest Temple have a connection. Oh, this is stupid. I got in a bad situation with these clams here. I should have killed them before trapping myself in an enclosure with them. So you know how in the Forest Temple, if you listen to the music, it starts off with that kind of shakata 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 sound, and the Water Temple starts off with this kind of tinkling wind chime, like glass bell sound effect. So if you listen really closely to both of those samples, you can hear that they're actually the same exact sample. So that's really cool. It just sort of reminds me of like, this is kind of a silly thing, but it's like, oh, like Bowser's laugh and Boo's laugh are the same. Just like Boo's laugh is sped up and Bowser's laugh is slowed down. So anyway, second key, yay! Now time to get out of this room. I like that this temple has a lot of dragons in it. Like a lot of the switches are like in dragons' mouths. It just feels like very mystical. It's cool, mystical and whimsical and like wizard. The time period when we were all wizards and there were dragons and it was like cool and stuff. You know, like medieval times. Anyway. Not you again. Sometimes I feel like it would be cool if like Legend of Zelda leans heavier into like being medieval inspired, which it isn't really. Like, if you didn't know anything about the games, you would kind of assume that they were. But Zelda games do their own whole thing, and I think that's cool. So, I mean, if I didn't think it was cool, why would I be playing them? So, alright, see you in the next episode, and we're gonna continue water templing.